the top. And here's another card. And here's a cute banner that could go in the card for Tom. Go in the card, and you could also punch and put confetti, or again, another layered, this is double-sided, part of a banner. All right. And the last one on the magnet board is this card right here. Simple, easy card. This is actually a variation of the make and take. I'll show you in just a second. And of course, if you think that this set is all about birthdays, think again, change your colors, use an image from another set, and you have Christmas. Here's an idea for a box, a gift box. Again, it's not birthday, it's all about thanking you. This is the very same box turned card, note card to be precise. And let me show you how you get the background. You can see the chevron pattern here. I just want to show a little tip, and that is that you'll take your chevron folder and you will tape. You'll tape on both sides so that it doesn't go anywhere, and then run it through your big shot. If you do it halfway through and then turn it around and do the other half, you'll have a little seam in between. No big deal, because of course your belly band will cover it. And even when they take the belly band off, it's not a really big deal. I don't know if you can see it. It's really minor, but the seam is still there, but no big deal. Okay, let me just show you how to make the feathers. Thank you, thank you. Let me show you how to make the feathers. I wish, well, I'll show you how to make the feathers. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so we're using the banner image in the set, which is this one right here. And then you'll take your flower, I think it's Flower Flare. It's one of the new framelits, and just put it at an angle. That's what gives you, and then you run it through the big shot. That's what gives you this image right here, this leaf right here. The others are all just plain colored cardstock. Let me just show you, since I didn't bring one that was already run through the big shot, let me show you how you get those notches up close. And I don't have black, but I don't know, can you see it? The notches? No, it'd be better if I had black. Okay, you get it though. No, you can see the notches over here. Okay, so all you do is you take your star punch from the itty bitty punch pack, and you just take and punch the edges, just like that. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Now, as you're doing this, the only thing I want to caution you is to make sure that you're watching where the other points are, so that you don't have two being punched at once. It's only one at a time, but you're not punching a lot, but what a cute effect. And it's a little bit easier to see with the solid colors. So that's using the star punch. So, simple little tip. And now I'm going to show you really quickly the make and take. And I'll show you the end card in just a second. I think I have enough time to at least start. But I'm using the end colors because I'm hoping, while I love the color, or the colors on the card that I showed on my magnet board, I think that if someone wanted to make those cards, and we just talked about this a minute ago, and I hate to bring up a sore spot, but because you can't buy all of the markers separately, and I'm not saying we should do that, I'm just saying that because you can't, if your customers wanted to go home and make more of these, and you wanted to upsell a package of 20 note cards, whoops, I opened up the wrong end, a package of 20 note cards, and a package of the in color, then they're good to go. Of course, they want the set, and the job here is to sell the set, right? So, And I'm going to give my customers a half sheet of Whisper White. I'm then going to have pad out. So they're getting to use a couple of different kinds of ink. And I'll make it, of course, in front of them. They're going to see how easy it is to get ink onto paper. And then I'm going to show them that they take a framelit. And of course, I would have it sitting on my magnetic platform. I'll easily position these, I'll run it through, and then they still have the other half for their second card. I want them to have 2 make and takes, because I really think the first time, especially if you're a newbie, and so far everybody I have attracted to wanting to do a party is new, I want them to have success. And your first time out, it can be a little intimidating to stamp anything, even if it's really, really simple. So I want them to have a second try at it so that they feel more successful and they're more likely to want to purchase the products.
Good idea.
And here it is finished, run through the big shot, and stapled with 2 inches of our new in-color ribbon. Very simple, easy, and inexpensive as a make and take. Thank you. Okay, moving along. For my case event in did we already do that, Carol? You know, I've got to tell you, Carol and Tom travel everywhere with us. We would die without them. We love all the people who wear black and help us out, but Carol and Tom are just kind of, those of you who've gone to events, you know they're there. Let's give Carol and Tom a big cheer, shall we? She's been backstage trying to follow me, I'm sure, and I haven't looked up much. Once I get to the table, I just kind of look down and I forget that I'm supposed to look up. So we're going to move on to our next event, our September event, because I think we did do the invite on, did we do invite on screen? No, okay, well that's why Carol went there and stayed there. Bless you, Carol. So my invite is Stamp, Chat, and Snack, or SCS, enunciated well, at Shelli's, August 14th at 7 p.m. You know you'll need birthday cards, so come have a good time with friends and walk away with birthday cards in hand. Now, I say plural because they're going to walk away with 2. I'm hoping by the time they've seen all those samples and they've made 2 cards, they have to have the set and they want some of the accessories too, and they can go home and make multiple more birthday cards. So, Carol, you're awesome. Thank you. The provide slide, because as I said, I'm not doing a class. I'm going to provide everything. You can see everything is up there listed for the birthday card that I just showed you. And now we're going to move on to the September event, the SCS event at Shelli's, and we're focusing on Halloween. And we're using the Choose Happiness. Now this looks Halloween to me. Doesn't it look Halloween to you? Not necessarily, huh? Well, the make and take that they will be making at this event is a Halloween treat bag. Or in this case, at my house, 2 make and takes, 2 treat bags. And the invitation is very similar, you'll notice, from last month's. And that is, you know you'll need Halloween treat bags, so come have a good time with friends and walk away with treat bags in hand. You get the picture. I don't want to have to think about this every month. I want it to be simple and easy. The SCS is going to be about projects that people need. And so when they come, they know that it's going to be for something in the upcoming months. And as Sarah said, not everybody likes Halloween, but I love Halloween. And I know I'm going to need snack bags. Even though I don't have children at home anymore, I won't be taking treats to school. I still have neighbors, I have coworkers. So I want to be able to give them some great ideas on how to use this set. This is the tag topper, if you will, for my magnet board. And for those of you who've been around a long time, this is a throwback, about 20 years. This is a set sampler. Well, you don't see any samples in it, but pretend that all those samples that are on my magnet board are inside of cello bags. And they are whatever these are called, brads. They're put inside of cello bags, bradded together with a little topper, and I've just chosen a few of the images on the top of the topper and tied it together so that if somebody gives me a sample in the middle of my month and I want to add it too, then I just undo the brads, put in another cello bag with a sample in it, and we're good to go. Okay, as I said, not necessarily and Tom, you can't show them the samples yet because I want him to kind of think creatively with me. Using pumpkin pie and of course basic black. Those are your traditional Halloween colors. And I'm going to give them about a 3-inch by 8.5-inch piece of Naturals cardstock, Ivory Naturals cardstock, and then, because they need to do 2, and I'm going to oh my goodness. Show that again, Tom. I think I need to re-ink my black pad. What do you think? Okay, well, no need to close that one. I'll leave it open. Better close my pumpkin pie. Did I just not? Hang on a minute. No. It is dry as a bone. Oh, how embarrassing. Okay. You know, I've heard you guys say that you have this hard time with the foam pads because you have to re-ink more often. I agree with you. I love the foam pads, but I think it gives a better image, but you do have to re-ink more often, and I should have brought my re-inker up here. Who'd know? All right. So the point is, let me just pretend that that's stamped beautifully, and I'll show them again how to lay their framelit down. And they have to do it one at a time. I would have stamped 2, one on top of each other, and shown them how to run it through twice. And the image that they're going to come out with after they've stamped Happy Halloween in black ink on paper, a 3-inch by 3-inch square, and a 1.5-inch by 8.5-inch tail. You'll get the drift, I promise, when I show you the sample, which is coming. There's the make and take right there. Simple, easy, anybody can do it. And what I wanted to show you with the tag, so that's very Halloween, but you would not have expected that from Choose Happiness, would you? So let me just show you quickly how to make that little banner there. It's a small piece. I've stamped my Halloween, Happy Halloween, anywhere on the card. I'm going to tell my customers, of course, you've got a 3x3 square. You only need to make 2 Happy Halloweens. But let's pretend they got close to the edge. And they only had to trim it once with snips. I'm going for snips because it's pretty hard to have a new customer trim something that small. You all know how to do that. But a first-timer may find that intimidating. And because I've hand-cut the sides, or the top and bottom, as long as my sides are perfect, then it kind of is a little forgiving. All right, so a little bit, thank you on the front row. That was my sweetheart, thank you. So it doesn't have to be perfect along the top or bottom because these are perfect, the tails are. So again, if I want to spend a little bit more money, I will use this bag and fill the bag with something inside and give it to a hostess, or if I'm feeling really generous, then I will give them something inside of this bag stamped. I should say stamped. It's been sponge daubered, if you will. All right, there you go. And we're going to move along here and show several more samples using the Choose Happiness set. Not really lots to say other than the fact, oh, there you go, you can see the texture. This is using the wood stamp. Makes a really elegant banner and could very easily be male-oriented. The next sample I want to show you is this journal with several little layers. Again, not hard stamping, but many layers. You know I love layers. My job here is to inspire you, and your job is to simplify the project as you please. All right? Stamping, of course, on the clothespin. Let me just show you a tip. All you're going to do, I love how these fit through this way now in our big shot, but all you're going to do is run it through the big shot only with the front or the back cover. And then you'll take your 3/4 inch punch and use any colored cardstock, make a little template, and then you would stamp the image. And that's what gives that little textured polka dot there. Okay, the next project that I simply want to show you is this box, the little hamburger box, using another one of the images on the box, stamped before it's die cut out first, of course, and embossed. And it's pretty self-explanatory. I promise I'll put them on the blog. But again, a beautiful gift. Let me just focus for just a second on the flower. Beautiful. It almost makes you want to smell it. It's not stiff like using cardstock because it's using the filter paper. And I'm just going to point out that you would cut 3 layers out, and because it is the steel ruled die, you can do that very easily. I use 3 to get this look right here. And you'll just take your spritzer, no, is that what that's called?
Yes.
Like what Sarah showed you a minute ago. Anyway, and you want to make sure you don't dye all equally. You want to have the texture. You want to see light and dark. You want the variation in your flower, just like a real flower might be. Here's another really simple card, needs no explanation. I have to show you the envelope too. Again, this would make a really great make and take as well because it is so simple. And they can't really go wrong because it doesn't have to be straight. None of the images are straight there. Of course, maybe other than your word or verse stamp. All right, just a few more samples. Here's the tag using a word or a phrase from another set. Very fall-oriented or autumn-oriented. This is to represent a tag on a gift box or something. And here's another tag using that set. Again, who's not going to want to choose happiness set by the time they leave? Because all we're doing is one make and take. Now let me just show you how to make really quickly the nest. Thank you, the nest for the bird. The nest is using
burlap ribbon,
our burlap trim, and it's just cutting the edge of the burlap trim and pulling it, okay? Just like that. And really just circling it around a few times, tying it in a knot, and that's how you get your nest, okay? Very, very easy. You can figure that out. Thank you. And I want to just show you a really simple card. Again, I think this is make and takeable. I think that it's easy enough. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be straight except for maybe the verse. It's using washi tape, a pad as your background, and you've only got one color. So, well, that's not true. You have 2 colors. But your image, your stamp stays with that stamp pad and it's not mixing or muddying up. And then I just want, for those of you who were at the South Pacific event, you'll recognize this card if you're watching from home, and it's the middle of the night there. This is a card that also showcases the Choose Happiness set. And finally, and I heard you talking about Project Life and what if you're just a typical scrapbooker. Here is a spread using the Project Life by Stampin' Up! Album and the page protectors, but also using some of our other products. And what do we call this? Fussy cut? Okay, I'm a fussy cutter because I don't watch movies, but I love when I'm traveling to do minute little detailed things. So some fussy cutting. And again, just showcasing the set and the versatility of the set. That's what it's all about. And these are on my blog already, but it's never quite the same as larger than life on the screen. And the last page. And I'm in the process of finishing the other pages of that day. We had some really silly poses that you didn't get to see in the catalog. And so I've got to finish that album, but that's a fun day for us to get together and do our family photo. It doesn't happen very often, but anyway, thank you. And bless Carol's heart. There's the provide slide for that make and take. Now, as I mentioned, all of these projects will be on my blog, and the projects that will come every single month for my event, my case event, will also be on the blog at the beginning of every month for the month following. So you'll be able to go and look at a mini version of a set sampler. I probably won't have that many samples, but you have all got these sets, my guess is. Or if you don't, you should by now be ordering one after today, right? Well, like I mentioned in my opening remarks, I have planned several upcoming events, and I'm really excited about them. And I'll tell you what else is exciting and that I'm excited about, and that is our very last prize.